Good morning, folks. Today we are going to do a setup video. I have been asked several times about my trading and my streaming setup, and they are the same. So we're going to shoot a video today for that. As you can see, we're going to start with the displays. As you can see, I run a 4-display setup. The middle monitor is a 4K ultra high definition Samsung 28-inch monitor. On the left and on the right are 1080p 24-inch monitors, and on the top is actually a 23.7 inch or something like that, 23.3. It's just under 24 inches. But it was the first monitor I got, and that monitor is mounted on a monitor arm that I got from a company called Ergomart, which I highly recommend. They have monitor arms for every possible application. They're excellent, they're high quality, and their customer service is top notch. I had a problem with them. They took care of it on my first call back. They could not have been nicer, and their product could not have been better, so hats off to Ergomart. So anyway, so going on with the rest of the setup, we have the chair that I use. Well, first of all, we'll go to the other side. I use a green screen, obviously, to drop the background behind me. This is just a, I don't know the brand of it, but I got it off Amazon with the stands and the clips and everything. It was not very expensive at all. I think it was like under $50. It works awesome. I have been so lazy I didn't even iron it, and it works great. The other thing is I use a Lazy Boy desk chair. Yeah, Lazy Boy. It's an excellent chair. It's super comfy. I can go for long periods of time, although I always recommend that you get up and stand up and walk around and all of that stuff. Super comfy chair. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. As far as the actual computer itself, here's what I look at. Sorry about the horrendous glare. This is what I look at on a daily basis. I will, as far as trading goes, I use the bottom 3 screens exclusively for the platform, and a couple of informational things on the top screen, including my Benzinga news feed, Twitter, the trade flash from the app that I use. There's Vince Lombardi with a great quote. Anyway, as far as streaming goes, I obviously play the PlayStation on the main screen, and I do stream-related stuff outside of it on the other 3 screens. So OBS on the left screen, Twitch alerts on the right screen, along with my MooBot control panel and my dashboard. And on the top I keep Twitter and chat. And you can see here is the camera. It is a Logitech C920 Pro, I believe. Pretty standard as far as webcams go, but it's excellent quality. So let's move on to the case. Let's move on to the main thing. So this is it. I put it on the left side and I angle it so that the heat that's blown out the back goes along the back of my desk wall as opposed to pooling off in the corner. I have an ASRock Z68 Extreme 4 motherboard that has an Intel Core i7 2600K Sandy Bridge processor. Its stock clock speed is 3.4 gigahertz. I've managed to overclock it to 4.6, completely stable. I use an Antec Kuhler 920 H2O heatsink. I have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980 graphics card that I've overclocked to a 1500 megahertz boost clock. Please see the video on how to overclock your NVIDIA graphics cards if you want to know how to do that. 32 gigs of DDR3 memory running at 2133 megahertz. I have a Samsung Evo solid-state drive, mechanical drive, or just a 2 terabyte mechanical drive. The other thing that I have is I have the Magewell XI100 capture dongle. Okay, this item is how I capture my PS4 signal and put it into my computer. It is 60 frames a second all the time. It is incredibly easy to use. There's no drivers, there's no nothing. You just plug it in and bang, it works. So it's a really fantastic piece of equipment. I highly recommend this for a capture card for anyone that wants to start streaming. My problem is that it's $300 and it requires USB 3.0, but it is worth it when you get it. Trust me, you don't have to do any offsetting with the audio. You just plug it in and bang, it works. So that's really cool. That's my speaker system, which you can hardly see, and my super comfy green ottoman, which is awesome. We call that the Emerald Ottoman because I am kind of a dork like that. Anyway, the other big ticket thing is the Electro Voice RE20 microphone with accompanying pop filter. Now this is a super high quality microphone. It is a studio microphone that runs on XLR. This is perhaps the coolest thing that I did with this. This XLR cord that it runs on, I bought off Amazon. It is an XLR to USB cord. Here's the other end of it. It's literally XLR, and on the other end it's USB. So you don't need a mixer. Now obviously having a mixer would be great if I had like a soundboard and other things of that nature, but since I don't right now, this $13 XLR to USB microphone cord really did wonders for me, and the sound is great. I mean, this microphone is probably the best you can get as far as I'm concerned. The pop filter helps with the P's and the B's of your sentences so that you don't sound like a doofus. And yeah, the microphone's great. It really helps my voice. You can tell if you've normally listened to me, how much worse my voice sounds in this setup video because I'm not using that microphone to record my voice. I'm using my phone, which is just simply not as good as a professional microphone. So that's the microphone. Really quickly moving on, I also use this for work purposes. This is an Office Runner Sennheiser headset that's connected to my PC. It also has the optional cell phone cord. So I can plug it into my cell phone and take calls at my desk here that are patched through to my cell phone. So that's really sweet. I use the Tutrtle Beach Earforce PX4 as my headset. Dang, there it is. There it is. Unfortunately, this is an older headset, and I really should get the new one that has no cord. My buddies bust me on that all the time. I'm going to do it. Relax. It just hasn't happened yet. I use Logitech peripherals whenever I can. I use a Logitech G700s Lasered, wired, and wireless gaming mouse. It's super high resolution. You can scale the resolution on it. It's a fantastic mouse. It feels great in my hand. It's got a million buttons so that I can set buttons for all these different things. The wheel's great. Everything's great about it. Logitech makes great products. Highly recommended. I also use a Logitech TK820 all-in-one keyboard that has the Mac-style trackpad on the right, which I'm actually accustomed to. You can notice I have a MacBook. Oh man, Dow futures getting blasted this morning. Yeah, stock futures plunged. Getting blasted. So Kramer's going to tell everyone how great everything is, even though the stock market's yeah, it's getting blasted. Anyway, back to the setup. The keyboard's great. The batteries are great. It lasts forever. I really like having the trackpad. If for whatever reason I don't use my mouse, or my mouse is out of arm's reach, or whatever the case is with the mouse, the trackpad is great. It's super responsive. It lets you minimize apps, has a whole bunch of functionality. As I mentioned, the Logitech HD webcam. This is pretty standard. It's pretty easy. Works very well. And in my case is an Azza Hurrican case. It is a full tower case that gives me plenty of room to add on if necessary, and then also keep the machine cool, which is incredibly important when you're streaming and overclocking because you just generate a lot more heat. And if your case can get rid of that heat, the rest of your computer is going to be super happy. Other than that, I run Windows 10, and some of my mini extra things is I have an amethyst geode because geodes are awesome, and the sentimental geode that's next to it, but I also have an easy button, just in case shit gets really hard. On some of those days where the market's just getting absolutely destroyed, and shit's really hard, you can just...
That was easy.
It's just really easy. It's more of a comedic relief than anything else. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the setup video. If you have any questions on my setup or how to complete your own setup or recommendations or just any questions in general, if you're not having a good day and you need to chat and all that stuff, go ahead and you can give me, drop me a line, leave a comment, do whatever you need to do. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can so long as they're in my area of expertise. Have a good one, guys.